Hey yogis, welcome. It's Lauren Zinn Buck here with Yoga Through Lauren, and today I'm really excited because I'm going to show you one of my all-time favorite poses. This is a total go-to. I use it every single day, and my favorite time of day to use it is that transition time when I'm trying to leave work, thinky, brain, to-do list running, that part of my brain. I want to turn that off and turn on the part where I'm just wholeheartedly available and present, and my attention isn't taken up by all those to-do lists and those worky thoughts from earlier in the day, and I'm really able to enjoy whatever's next, like a conversation with my husband or playing with my kids or eating a meal. I can be totally 100% available and present for what's next instead of my thoughts from earlier in the day running me. So this pose is a great way to, on a physical level, trigger that shift. And the second thing that this pose is really good for is improving your posture. It's so good for improving your posture. There's lots of ways that our posture can go awry, and I get into all of them in my Improve Your Posture workshop. But what I think the number one way that we all need help with on a daily basis is this thing, this shoulders rolled forward position, hunchy, heart back, head forward. This is how we're on a computer. I'm trying to get my hands in the frame. Computer, my keyboard's way up. If my keyboard were way up here, I wouldn't have so much of a problem, I bet. But it's also the shape that we're put into by those cars that, you know, with the headrest, and it keeps you from getting whiplash if you get in a car accident, but it ruins your posture in the meantime. So living in the modern world, we all need help with this idea of shoulders on the back, heart open, but we don't want to do it in a way that we have to like over engage our rhomboids in the back. I mean, your shoulder blades should be able to rest on your back without your back muscles having to grip in order to hold them there. So what happens is when we habitually get this rounded shoulder thing, the muscle that goes from your shoulder across your chest to your breastbone, the pectoralis muscles, those actually get shorter. And the shorter they get, the more habitually we're kind of rounding forward. So this pose is awesome for helping to lengthen those pec muscles, those chest muscles, so that without your back muscles having to really grip, your shoulder blades naturally start to rest on the back again. And then you get to live from this nice, heart-open place and be fully present all the time. Also, you look very confident. Probably because you are, because you're living that way. So let's scooch on over to the mat, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. So there's 3 ways you can do this pose. The first way, this is pretty available for almost every body. No matter what's going on with your body, this feels good to almost everyone. So you'll take this blanket, make it into a nice long skinny roll, and you want to just sit it right behind your butt. The roll is going to start on your sacrum, which is that flat triangular bone right above your tailbone, and then you just lie back, and the blanket gets to trace the line of your spine. And then if your head wants some extra support, to a lot of people it feels good to just scrunch the blanket up under there. You want your palms face up so that you get some external rotation of your upper arm bones inside the shoulder sockets. And that just helps to get the shoulder blades rolled open. If I were to internally rotate my arms, it would encourage the shoulder to kind of roll forward. And that's what we're trying to combat. So palms face up, and you do whatever you want with your feet. Some people, this feels really good, this Baddha Konasana shape. You can just straighten your legs. You can bend your knees and have your feet on the floor, just whatever feels comfortable to you. I really dig this right now. right? And then you're just gonna relax and let your bones get heavy. And try to encourage a nice deep belly breath to start to happen. If you can breathe diaphragmatically into your belly, then it's just gonna give you more effects in a shorter amount of time. Although if you can really relax in this pose, you're not gonna want to stay for like 2 minutes. You're gonna be like, what, 2 minutes? No, I want 5, I want 10. Feels really good. Okay, so that's way 1. Way 2, you also take a rolled up blanket, but this time the blanket goes underneath your shoulder blades. And by shoulder blades, I mean find the lower tips of your shoulder blades, sort of this corner at the bottom, and the blanket should go just above that. So you want those lower corners just peeking off the edge of the blanket. A lot of times if people are new to yoga, they don't really have a strong body awareness yet, know where their shoulder blades are. I see them lining this blanket up sort of behind the collarbones, like this. And that's not what we're going for. We want the blanket right across the shoulder blades. So now the lower edges of my shoulder blades are just peeking off the edge of the blanket. Oh, and I'm just gonna lean back. Once again, my palms are face up. I want the back of my neck to feel uncrunched. So if you have a situation going on with your spine where your head does this, and it feels like the back of your neck is crunching, and you'll know because it's not comfortable, it doesn't feel good, then you take like a block or a book or a pillow or another blanket or anything really, and just support your head. Make sure that your neck feels groovy. And then by the same token, the length of spine from your shoulder blades down to your tailbone, that should not feel crunched or uncomfortable either. So if that's happening, it might be that you've got your blanket too thick. It might be a good idea to get up and make the blanket, unroll it a little so it's not quite so thick. And then come back down. Find your sweet spot. Oh. And when you get there, just relax. Once again, you can do whatever you want with your legs. Find what feels good. And then you're just going to relax and let the opening come. So when you breathe, you still want to encourage a nice deep belly breath, a diaphragmatic breath. But it's going to feel like the space right around your sternum is the thing that's opening. Every time you breathe in, the sternum will lift just a little. Not a lot because you're sending most of the breath into the belly. But when the sternum rises just that little bit, you're going to feel a stretch across that tension in the chest. And just stay here for several breaths and enjoy. Okay, so that is one variation of what we call a supported fish pose, or Matsyasana. It's a great heart opener, great throat opener. Another variation is to use blocks. If you're new, definitely start with the block on the lowest height. I mean, unless you're very flexible, it takes years of practice to be able to comfortably get the block up on the second highest or the total highest height to practice this. So start off low. Once again, you want the block right across your shoulder blades. Okay? So not up here by your neck. It's across the back of your heart, across the shoulder blades. So you're going to come down. This is a little stronger opening because the block is not so squishy as the blanket. The shoulder blades should feel really flat on top of that block. And the other block is for your head, so that you get like that uncrunchy feeling in your neck. And you might have to adjust, really find the sweet spot. The whole of my shoulder blades is on this block, so the lower corners are not even peeking off the edge. Good, and then palms face up. When your palms are face up, you want to make sure that the backs of your hands are able to rest onto the floor. If having your hands straight out to the side, some people, if you're really tight through the shoulders, that won't happen. Maybe the elbows will touch down, but it's like the hands won't totally release and they just kind of hang in midair. That's no bueno, not for restorative, for the restorative nature of this pose. You want gravity to be able to you want the floor to be able to catch your bones as gravity claims them, okay? So in the long run, staying here for 5 minutes with your arms not quite touching the ground is gonna put too much strain on the joint. And we want the joint to relax. We don't want to force it, we want to allow it to relax because that's what it wants to do. So you may want to have the hands closer down by the sides, by the hips. And that still is an opening, but not quite as strong an opening. If you are really open and the backs of your hands touch the floor, oh, you might start to work it up a little bit higher. And just be somewhere that's comfortable. Let your jaw relax. And encourage deep belly breaths. All right, so once you've relaxed there for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 10 minutes, you just want to get up, take a comfortable seat for a moment so you can just enjoy the difference, and it'll feel huge, like, whoa, my chest is so open, my shoulder blades are going right onto my back. Maybe close your eyes, take a few breaths, give your observing mind a chance to notice the effects, and then that's part of how you start to transfer that effect into your unconscious mind so that times of the day when you're not thinking about your posture, your body, the wisdom of your body just figures out, oh, that's right, this feels better. This is a more efficient way to hold my skeleton. So I hope you enjoy that pose. I hope it's helpful. Throw a comment at the bottom of the page. Let me know. Let me know if there's something else that you love to do to help your posture out or to transition from your worky part of the day to your fully relaxed part of the day. Until next time, you guys take care. Namaste.